obviously at some point I made the decision to turn my garden from being just a hobby into trying to make it into an actual business, right? How was I going to make a profit when starting out on less than 1/4 of an acre? Before I quit my job, I took a course which taught me how to implement Toyota's lean manufacturing principles into small scale farming, allowing me to create efficient systems to maximize my productivity with minimal effort. So today we're going to start at the top of my farm. I'm going to show you exactly how efficient my farm is, from pulling in the driveway with my refrigerated trailer and backing it down to the loading and unloading area, to the seed starting setup, wash pack station, my nursery operations over here, and then to efficient workflows in the garden, including like efficient tools that I use. All these things combined allow me to have maximum production with the least amount of effort. Make sure you watch this video to the end, and I'll share exactly how I learned to implement this way of thinking on my small farm. Plus, I have an exclusive discount code for you so you can learn from the same expert I did. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Chef's Harvest Farm. If you're new here, I'm Chef Mikey. I'm a former executive chef turned urban farmer. Keep in mind, everything's a work in progress. It's taken me about a decade to develop all the systems here into what they are now, and we'll just constantly continuing to try to improve on that. So come on, we'll go up to the top and I'll show you the whole property. Let's go. Okay, so this is the front of my house, and we live on like a super busy road, so you can hear the cars going by. When I do go to farmers markets, I take my refrigerated trailer with me. So I'll come in out of the driveway and I'll pull in right here with my trailer, and then I back it right down over here, and where my truck is, that goes around to underneath the deck of my house, which is my loading area, and goes right into my wash pack station, my seed starting area. That's where I keep my refrigerated trailer. It parks right under there, so I hook it up right here, and we just drive out of here to go to the farmers markets whenever we need to. When we're done, we can put everything right away nice and efficiently. And then the garden's right here, so everything comes out of the garden and flows right into this area, right into the wash pack area. And then this is underneath my deck, and then this is my refrigerated trailer. It's a CoolBot trailer. I got a whole video on the channel how I built the whole thing, so you can check that out if you want to. And so I got it turned off. So everything comes right out of the garden, and then we can just store it right in here if we need to, or it goes right in this door to the wash pack area. Okay, and then right through that door brings me into the basement of my house. This is my seed starting setup right here. And then right in this room over here is my wash pack station. So I'll show you seed starting in a second, but let's check out the wash pack station first. Okay, so then right through this door brings me into my wash pack area. And you can see I've got a 4-compartment sink right here. And then this is my greens bubbler. Probably more than 50% of my business's revenue comes from salad greens. So we're washing salad greens down here. And the system's just super efficient so that I can fill up these sinks with water, and that's like a first dunk. And then this is our bubbler, which actually like bubbles and agitates the dirt off. But the system is set up so that you can work in this corner and you don't have to move. You don't have to take any steps to do everything. Everything's right here. You just turn right here to transfer everything into the bubbler, and then we keep our salad spinner right here. So from the bubbler, it goes right into the salad spinner. You see what I'm saying? Like minimal steps. You don't have to move anywhere to do anything. You do all the steps right here. You turn around, and this is our greens drying rack. So the greens get dumped on here. There's fans up here to just get those last little pieces of the water off of the leaves. It just really helps extend the shelf life. From there, we put everything, transfer everything into these totes, you know, and then we bring it over here to our packing station. This is where we keep like all our packing supplies. There's a digital scale over here. You can just stand there and work. The scale's right here. You grab your bags, your stuff in your bags, you pack it, and then you can just turn right here, and here's your refrigerators, right? And then we can store everything right in these refrigerators. Okay, so this is my seed starting setup. It's designed to be super efficient, so you don't have to like move or go get anything very often. Everything's just steps away. I just started like 700 pepper seeds and 200 tomato seeds or so a couple days ago, but other than that, we're generally using the paper pot transplanter system for seed starting. So I keep all the paper pot trays right there. All the paper chains are right under me. So we've got like our dibbler. This is a drop seeder. You know, so it just drops all the seeds in the tray at once. And this is all stuff that he'll teach you in the course too. All my seeds are right here, so you don't have to go anywhere to get them. They're all in one tote. And then my potting soil is right under me. Fill our seed trays with Vermont compost potting soil. We start about 1,200 heads of lettuce every single week, and it takes us almost no time to do it, right? Like maybe 30 minutes or so, somebody can come in here and seed all our lettuce heads for the week, and then we're done. A germination setup and a whole grow light room over here. A grow light rack here. I've got another grow light rack right here. It's just doesn't have lights on it right now, but I've got them sitting back in the corner over there for whenever I need them. And then everything down here is on wheels. I need to just move things around. If I want to use these shelves for a different purpose besides grow lights, like maybe it's the middle of summer and I'm not growing things under grow lights at all, right? And I can use these racks for curing garlic, for instance. And so in here, so I've got it like nice and steamy right now because I'm trying to germinate my tomato and pepper seeds. And so they're sitting on a heat mat in there to create heat to keep them germinated. And I've got a humidifier in there to keep the environment ideal for seeds to germinate so that I can get maximum germination on my seeds. And then once they all germinate, they'll get taken off from like being stacked up like that and taken off the heat mat. And then there's grow lights on every shelf in there. And there's more grow lights on this side of the grow room. So I'll grow my tomato and pepper seedlings in this grow room where I can control the heat, humidity, and temperature until they're ready to go outside. Then we'll bring them out, we'll harden them off in the nursery, and we'll get them planted outside. And then we're also going to graft all of our tomatoes this year. So this whole grow room will be like our grafting chamber also, so we can have 100% control over the environment for our grafted tomatoes to heal. So hopefully I'll show you that when we get there. Okay, so now I'll take you out to the nursery, I'll show you that, and then we'll take a look at the garden. I'll show you everything I got going on out there, and I'll just show you some of my tool storage, the efficient tools that we're using, and then I'll just kind of show you how the whole garden's like set up very efficiently for the tools that I use and to get everything in here as efficiently as possible. All right, and then this is my nursery space. And so after we start the seedlings inside, then we'll bring them out here when they're ready. So it just kind of depends, you know, like this time of year we're using the grow room to grow our tomatoes and peppers so I can control the environment out there. We'll just like germinate the lettuce seeds in there in the controlled environment so I can use the heat mat and the humidifier and the grow room just to get things germinated. And then as soon as they get germinated, we'll bring them out here and we can raise the lettuce seedlings and our cool weather crops out here. And then I just kind of got these hoops here where we'll pull the frost blankets over to keep everything nice and warm on those really cold nights. If it's going to go below freezing, I'll cover everything inside here, and that makes it so that I can keep my seedlings alive without having a heater in here. I don't have any electricity or gas or anything like that. It's completely unheated. It's just a farmer's friend caterpillar tunnel basically. You know, we keep some tools back here. We're using the paper pot transplanter, so we're planting about 1,200 lettuce heads a week. The paper pot transplanter makes it so it's not physically exhausting, right? Didn't have to bend over to do any of the work. It's super efficient, and if we're not paper pot transplanting it, then we're using the Jang seeder, and that's all I'm doing this year. I guess we'll use the Earthway for beets, and that's it. So like super efficient planting methods, you know. We're not hand transplanting anything really besides the peppers and tomatoes. And then you can see I keep all my frost blankets and insect nets nice and neat over here. They're all exactly the same size so that you can grab whatever you need, and everything, you never have to look for the right piece. All the garden beds are exactly the same size, 50 feet long and 30 inches wide. So all my drip lines and all the irrigation, all the high tunnels, all the tarps, all the fabrics, everything is exactly the same. So I spend absolutely zero time walking around looking for the right piece of irrigation or the right row cover or insect net or anything like that. It's all the same. Everything has a home. And then I store all my tools. I just built like a little lean-to over there, and the only tools we really use on the farm are like rakes and hoes. You know, I use the tilther for bed prep sometimes, a broad fork, and wheelbarrows, rakes. I mean, that's it. I've got a tractor. We use the tractor just to fill the wheelbarrows with compost so that we're not shoveling them. So, you know, an investment in efficiency. I did not start that way. I built this whole farm with a shovel and a wheelbarrow, getting pickup truckloads full of compost in the back of my pickup truck, and then I just back my truck up where I need it, shovel it into wheelbarrows. But after my first year in business, basically, I invested in a tractor. I was like, this is not a profitable way to do this. You know what I mean? So the tractor pays for itself essentially. Okay, so come on, I'll show you the garden, show you the composting area, and then I get dump trucks delivered over here. I get a lot of wood chips and a lot of compost delivered, and then I'll show you where we started the pollinator garden, and I'll show you what all we got going on in the garden these days. So you can see all these beds are pretty much prepped, and they're just ready for lettuce succession. So these first couple of beds have been planted to lettuce, and then a bed of arugula. And then all these beds are just gonna be weekly successions, 2 to 3 beds of lettuce and a bed of arugula. And then the high tunnels basically have lettuce in them. There's like a bed of carrots. I got a couple beds of carrots and a couple beds of beets planted and some radishes here. And then otherwise I'm gonna plant all that stuff over at the other farm in the next couple of days, and then this whole farm is just going to be lettuce, arugula, and tomatoes basically all summer, and then I'll do some summer cover crops here. This right here, you can see that's like the winter killed cover crop, and we've planted kale into this bed. And then these 2 beds had peas direct seeded into them. So we just like went down and like poked the seed, pea seed in with our thumb, like every 3 inches or so, 2 rows down both of these beds. So I'm pretty excited about that. Those are like just germinating, so it'll be cool to see how that comes out. And then this is a pollinator garden that we just built. So I'll get this planted soon. I've got it tarped to just try to germinate any weeds that might still be under there as it warms up. And then if there, we'll take care of all those weeds, and then plant a 27 species native pollinator mix here to attract pollinators into the garden. Right through here, there's like a little, it's an electric fence, but then I've got those little clips where you can just, it creates like a door, so you can just, right, so then I can just disconnect that and I can get through. Compost and wood chips, the dump trucks just kind of pull right across my front yard and back down here and dump it. Keep the tractor parked in front of my trailer right there so nobody can steal my trailer. And then we're just scooping compost and wood chips from there, dump them in the wheelbarrows, and then from there we take the wheelbarrows wherever we need them in the garden. So nice and efficient way to do bed prep. We prepped all these beds in about an hour a couple weeks ago, you know, so super fast, super efficient way to do the work. So come on, I'll take you back and show you the composting area. Okay, and then this is just like kind of my composting area behind the garden. So there's another little door right here, so we can either bring garden scraps from that direction, or if you're working in these high tunnels, you can bring them right out this door right here, and all the garden scraps kind of get dumped right where I'm standing, and then we form compost piles over here. I'm working, it's like a work in progress, right? I recently took a course from one of Elaine Ingham's students, which was cool. So hopefully I'll stay in contact with those people and continue to attend their courses as they put them on. So shout out to Alter Eco Farms. There's a very intentional flow to the entire property, right? From the time you pull in with the truck, right, to the loading area, into the garden, everything flows out of the garden, to loading, everything kind of flows this way when we're doing bed prep, and then everything flows out of the garden right around under the back deck, into the refrigerated trailer, into the wash pack setup, you know, and then the same going the other way. Everything flows right out of the basement from seed starting into the nursery, from the nursery into the garden, and everything's nice and efficient. All right, y'all, so I know I've talked about Daniel Mays on the channel a lot as being one of my mentors, and that's because I learned everything I know about cover crops and organic crop production and no-till methods methods from reading his books and attending his workshops. But when it comes to how to make a profit on such a small piece of land and how to set up these efficient processes, I learned all that from Ben Hartman's course, the Lean Micro Farm Masterclass. And I'm super excited to be able to offer you guys an additional discount for the course. This course was a complete game changer for me. It taught me how to set up efficient systems and adapt a lean way of thinking that transformed my quarter-acre suburban backyard into a profitable farm. By applying Toyota's lean manufacturing principles, I learned to streamline operations, cut unnecessary waste, and continuously improve my processes. If you're serious about making your small farm work, I highly recommend checking out this course. Right now, you can sign up for 40% off until the end of March. And if you use my code Michael at checkout, you'll receive an additional $50 off. Visit claybottomfarm.com to learn more and sign up. And if you're not ready for the course just yet, it's no problem at all. Ben's also written several books on lean farming that are packed with valuable insight. You can find these through the links in the video description below. Whether it's through his course or his books, there's a wealth of knowledge waiting for you that can really make a difference in how you farm. So Ben's running his 40% off sale until the end of March, and then you can get an additional $50 off with my code. But he'll also give you $50 off during the non-sale months too. If you miss the sale in March, you can still sign up for the course and get 50 bucks off. But he'll be running a sale again in the fall time. So I'll continue to remind you guys so you can be more prepared going into the fall. If you want to take advantage of his 40% off sale, then you can also get an additional 50 bucks off that with my code going into the fall. So that's all I got for you guys today. I really appreciate you watching, and I know it's short notice for anybody to sign up. I hope it's useful information. You at least pick up the books, check out his website, get prepared to sign up for the fall sale if that interests you. I hope you guys enjoyed me showing you around the farm today. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you guys in the next one real soon. We got some real exciting stuff coming up, guys. Thanks, y'all.